as you said, I'm here on behalf of Fischer Brot. And interestingly, it was the question I had to answer the most often. What is Fischer Brot in? And yes, you answered it. It's just bread, simple as that. Although I like to or love to talk about circularity in the food industry, today I want to focus on a more generic approach and how we can all benefit from the massive potentials and the power of circularity. Because I'm convinced that circularity helps us to address all sustainability challenges we are facing today, including climate change, biodiversity loss, scarcity of resources, and volatile markets, inflation, and growing economic challenges. And let's have a look how we can turn these challenges into opportunities for fair, sustainable, and secure supply chains, and realize this enormous potential for innovative and resilient businesses by thinking and acting in cycles. To create the really urgently needed impact, I think we have to start with a comprehensive analysis of the context we are playing in and of the baseline we are starting from. We have to assess impacts, risks, and opportunities and their double materiality. In the third step, I think we should set ambitious targets and then do it. Do it together. We have heard this key to the implementation and realizing the benefits of circularity or sustainability is collaboration. And I think it's really the crucial key for unlocking the full potential of circularity. Let's work together and join forces. And yeah, have a closer look at these 4 steps. I think, Michelle, you have wonderfully illustrated these 4 steps. I also would suggest how to start with circularity. First of all, we have to analyze. We have to analyze the context we are playing in. So what's about regulation? We have the concept of the planetary boundaries we have to keep in mind. And we have to know our concurrence on the market and the competitors. And we have to know the baseline we are starting from. So what is, in fact, our current situation? And we have one aspect of this regulatory context is, of course, the environmental objectives of the European Union. And I won't talk about too much about that. But I think you know these 6 objectives of the EU taxonomy. And we have all these in the concept and the principles of circular economy. I think you all know what circular economy is all about. But I just wanted to highlight some aspects. And as Andreas Jenne from Rehau yesterday also pointed out, circular economy is way more than recycling. And it's way more than recycling content of new materials. Circular economy, based on the definition of the Ellen MacArthur Foundation, is based on 3 principles. It's about eliminating waste and pollution. We have to keep and circulate products and materials at their highest value for as long as possible. And we have to regenerate nature. And that's one aspect I think that is often overseen and neglected when we talk about circular economy. But I think it's really necessary to save and keep resilient ecosystems, and also to regenerate and renaturate and restore ecosystems we have already destroyed or at least disturbed. Because resilient ecosystems are the basis for our society. We rely on it, and also, of course, for the business, if you think of the wedding cake. And we have this rule of thumb that 80% of the environmental impacts of a product are defined in the design phase. And I think that's true also for processes, services, and also business models. So if we want to change and do the transformation into more sustainable economic system, we have to start with the design. And just to compare it to the EU taxonomy objectives, we have all in this concept. So the circular economy is the most powerful tool we have to deal with all these topics. We also heard yesterday about the ESPR, the eco-design regulation, the upcoming, and yeah, a more sustainable product is likely to display one or hopefully more of these characteristics, like using less energy, lasting longer. It should be easily can be easily repaired, parts can be disassembled and put to further use, contain few substances of concern, they can be easily recycled or contain more recycled content, and have a lower carbon and environmental footprint over their life cycle. And so that's a bit on the context and the analysis. And in the next step, we have to assess impacts, risks, and opportunities. That's one reason why we should do this, because it's also in the ESRS, so the chapter or the things that the CSRD is asking for on what we have to report. So we have to define circular economy, and it's in this ESRS, the circular economy is also defined, and it also describes the interactions and interconnections, cross links between the other ESRS chapters. For example, climate change, pollution, water and marine resources, and also biodiversity are tightly interconnected and intertwined with circularity, of course. I just go a bit faster through this text. I don't like assisted reading. You can all read it yourself, and it's in the legislative text. And it's all about building up a system where we can all reach these goals. What do we gain from a circular economy? We have heard this all already, I think, but to sum it up, we have the compliance with legal requirements for sustainability reporting. We have cost savings through efficiency, material and energy efficiency. We have lower overheads, for example, for transport, for packaging, for waste, or also for insurance premiums. That can be reduced if you act sustainably and circular. We can make use of competitive advantages, for example, on the employer markets, in the employer branding, the development of new markets and innovation opportunities. So one saying I do like in this context is innovation is not an obligation, nor is survival. Yeah, we have the benefit of increased raw material security. Not always, but hopefully it will get better. And we have CO2 savings and resource conservation. So a lot of benefits. And in the next step, we should define ambitious targets, as I said, and we have to set our strategy and plan concrete, detailed steps and the real roadmap to bring that on the road. And that's also, again, in the ESRS, one reason why you should do that, because you have to report on it. You have to disclose your policies related to resource use and circular economy. You have to disclose on actions and measures and also the targets. And of course, we have some data on resource inflows, resource outflows, and the anticipated financial effects from material resource use and circular economy related impacts, risks, and opportunities. So that's, again, the same words in the EU regulation. And in my opinion, the most important step is to do it. We have to implement things, we have plans, we have to realize these roadmaps and ambitious targets. We have to do a lot of communication in our companies, because we need the facility management, we need the marketing department, as well as R&D or the financial department, to do this together. And of course, we have to communicate these circularity aspects to our customers and in the whole supply chain, to build up these partnerships and to build up value networks, like Timothy from Werner und Merz showed us with the circular recyclate initiative. I think it's a good example for a value network that goes beyond the classic linear value chain. And we have to monitor if we are on the right track, and we have to improve. So that's, if you know the management systems, ISO 9001, ISO 14001, for example, you know this PDCA cycle. You plan, do, check, act, and that's one thing we have also in the ISO 59000 series, which is dealing with circular economy, and it provides a guidance for the implementation of circular economy. And again, we have to start with the let's try. No? Okay. We have to start with the context and reference situation assessment, and then we have to define the strategy, the vision, and the goals. Have to set strategic priorities and define the action plan, and then go for implementation. And afterwards, in the next step, we have to monitor, review, and report on that. And how can we do that? We have to define decent KPIs. And that's one thing that's not trivial. I think we have discussed this also yesterday, how to measure circularity. And it's not only resource inflows and resource outflows. It's also about using renewable energy. It's also about using water, or how to deal with water, and what can we gain from using water in cascades. I think that was also in your presentation, Michelle, or in some presentation today, we had this kind of water topic. And of course, we have to think about and disclose on how we can earn money with circularity. And there, ISO 59020, which is dealing with the assessment of circularity, provides some examples for economic indicators like material productivity, resource intensity indexes, or the revenue share you obtain with circular resources or products. Yeah, and again, what we heard, I think, in nearly every presentation is collaboration. Let's do this together. Let's bend the curve together.